Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning, bro.
Just give me one moment, I'll join from another device also. Are you able to see the laptop? Hello?
Yes, I can see the laptop.
Okay, great. Good morning everyone. We'll get started in some time soon. Hey, good morning, everyone. I have joined from two devices in today's meeting. One is from my Mac laptop, and second one is from my phone. Uh, my phone's video is visible to you all, where I'm trying to do the same thing that yesterday Anand and Mahesh were doing at their end on their laptop. So I have one more Windows spare laptop. So what I'm trying to do is whatever you try to do with uh, Balina Etcher in flashing the USB, I am doing the same thing but using a different tool. That tool is called Rufus. I just downloaded that tool and now I'm using the Proxmox ISO, which I've downloaded from Proxmox site, and flashing it into the USB stick that is connected to this laptop, which you're seeing on the video. Once this is completed, then we are going to boot from, once this is completed, we are going to boot from the USB disk. Okay, what we were trying to do yesterday. While this is going on, I wanted to talk about the, just a minute. Okay, while this USB flashing is going on the Windows laptop, which you're seeing on the video, I want to talk about the evaluation or test that we're going to conduct this weekend. So I hope all of you have access to the class which we had conducted from 16th April onwards. So kindly review those classes. Questions in this week test are going to come from the basic class where we had discussed concepts about data center, what is server, what is storage, different types of storage, what is cloud, what are the benefits. Okay, and we took lot of examples. What if a customer asks this? What if a customer's requirement is different? So on and so forth. We also discussed a lot of best practices during the basic class. So I recommend all of you to kindly review the recordings of those classes and be prepared for the evaluation or test coming this weekend. Okay, how we are going to conduct the test and how you all are going to, you know, submit your answers. We will do it through an app, an online app. It's called Kahoot. So I will start something called as a Kahoot quiz, and as and when questions appear on your side, you will need to answer them. Okay, and we will be seeing the correct answers and who and all have given the answers, how quickly, so on and so forth. And while you are going through those recordings of the previous classes, if you get any doubt, please do reach out to me on WhatsApp or post your question in the group. I would recommend you post your question on the group so that even if there is another person with the same question, then whatever response you get, it will be a learning for others as well. The flashing of the USB drive is almost complete, and let's hope it works. I hope all of you are also following the news. Major layoffs happening in lot of companies, primarily due to the use of AI. Software coding jobs, software testing jobs, HR jobs, all of them, are getting impacted. But trust me, data center jobs are not getting impacted because one, we need more people. The industry needs more people who can work in data centers. And second thing is, these activities, what we are doing, cannot be replaced by AI yet because it is going to take a lot more time for AI to start doing these things. At least, in my view, another 10 to 15 years. Okay. So, all right. So, this is done. So, let's see if we can use it. Banu, this is it, right? There is nothing else we need to do, right?
No, sir. That's it.
Okay. Close Rufus. And you want me to check the USB drive,
Yes,
isn't
sir.
it?
Uh,
Hmm. Now it's not even showing. Anyways, let's try to reboot. Second.
Reinsert the USB server.
Yeah, let me try that. Yeah, it is recognizing.
Mhm.
I can hear the sound,
Okay.
but it's not showing in Explorer, maybe because of the format being different. So let's restart.
Mhm.
Function F12, right? Yesterday we were doing
Yes, sir.
to activate.
For Lenovo, you've done.
Yes, this is a Lenovo laptop. Only difference is it's not Intel processor. It is
Okay.
AMD processor. But this is pretty old laptop. Okay, so at least Windows it was damn slow. I'm hoping that once we have Proxmox installed, it'll be faster. Oh my God. It's going to do updates. Please be a little patient today, boys and girls. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions from previous classes on Linux or I'm sorry, on Linux or on data center concepts, please let me know.
Sir, yesterday's document, sir, I'm unable to find, sir. Like
Which document, Venkat?
Proxmox installation, this thing.
Okay, just go to Google and type Proxmox, Proxmox, Proxmox space VE um installation guide. You will see the same web page that I was showing you in the video.
Okay, sir.
VE is virtual edition, okay?
Uh,
Virtual environment, sorry, not edition, virtual environment. So from all the people who have joined in today, who all are already working? Just show me a raise of hands. Okay, okay. So Venkat, where are you working right now?
Sir, I'm working in with SCL, sir, for the client UCB.
Okay, UCB is it's a US client, is it?
Yes, sir. I mean, Belgium, sir.
Belgium. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And which technology are you supporting the client on?
Both Windows and VMware, sir.
Wonderful. And you got to know about this class through Krishna, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how do you know him?
Sorry, pardon, sir.
How do you know Krishna?
Yeah, we are friends, sir.
Okay. Okay. Great. So how big is the VMware cluster for the customer that you are handling?
Yeah, we have almost, no, sir, 20 plus vCenters, sir.
Wow, that's big, man.
Yeah,
And each vCenter will have a few hundred VMs in it.
yeah, sir.
Okay. Have you not consolidated your vCenter? or you're
It's
still using individual vCenters for individual clusters?
yeah, sir. Individual knowledge.
Okay, okay.
It is a pharma company, sir.
Hmm. Okay.
Different domains they have, sir. Yeah. Industrial and yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So always you will be in the UK shift then?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, morning and evening only, sir. Two shifts.
Hmm. Uh, Bhanu, Gopi is trying to join, but we are unable to allow him for some reason. Can you call him and check what's happening?
Okay, sir. I am also trying to admit him, sir.
Oh, then you only admit him. I'll not. I think there's conflict is happening.
Oh, okay, sir.
So while this is going on, uh, let me, little bit test your knowledge on Linux and Unix on the command line part. Okay. So all of you put your answers in the chat window. And let me see who all get it right. So we will start with a few simple questions. So what is the command in Unix or Linux to check the current IP address of the system? Uh-huh. Venkatramana, you are saying IP config. Mahesh, Anand, you all are typing. So let me tell you, Venkat, that's not the right answer.
Okay, in Linux, right, sir?
Yes, IP config is in Windows.
Yes.
Yeah, I am asking for Linux or Unix. No, 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 Varshit. IP ADDR show may work.
If config, I think. Yes.
Yes, type it, type it. See, you guys have to learn how to type quickly, okay? Yes. Now Venkat is right. Second attempt. IF config. Okay. There is a reason why it is called IF config. In Windows, we call any network card as a NIC card, right? Any network port, we call it as a NIC port, NIC port. Okay. Network interface card and whatever port comes to it. Whereas in, yes, Gopi. Please type. Let Gopi finish his answer. Okay, so while Gopi is typing, in Unix or Linux, each, no Gopi, it's not IP config, it is if config. Okay, if config. IP config is in Windows. Okay, when you type the command in Windows, it's ipconfig, but when you type it in Unix or Linux, the command is ifconfig, interface config. So in Unix or Linux, all the network ports are called as interfaces. Okay, they are called as interfaces. Each interface is given a particular device ID. Okay, like for example, if we are using a Ethernet interface, that means a LAN port. Okay, the first port will be called as ETH0. Okay, so ETH0, I'm putting in the chat. Okay, if it has got two ports, then you'll have ETH0, you'll have ETH1. Okay, like that. So each of these is an interface, and that is why the command in Unix or Linux to identify or modify IP address is called as ifconfig and not ipconfig. Okay, so our Windows update is complete on the laptop, and we want to start from the boot prompt. Okay, next question. What is the command to check whether a particular IP address on the network is reachable or not? Whether that particular device on the network is active or alive and it's reachable or not. What is that command in Unix or Linux which will help us to identify whether a particular device with a particular IP address is reachable on the network or not? Yes, this is very simple. Ping. Correct. Both of you are right, Mahesh, Anand. Very simple. And this ping command is the same in Unix or Linux as well, but the output that comes is different. Okay? The output that we get for the ping command in Windows is different. The output that we get for ping command in Unix or Linux is different. Okay, function F12. Our restart is complete. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is the difference in the output of ping command between Windows and Unix or Linux? Can anyone tell me? No? Okay. In Windows, when we type the ping command, it will give response by default only for packets. Okay, it will give, or it will try to send only 4 packets to the destination IP, whatever you have put, and it will give you the response for only 4 packets. This is default. But in Unix, the default behavior of the ping command is it will continuously keep sending packets to the destination IP address until you ask it to stop. Okay, that's the basic difference between ping command in Windows and ping command in Unix or Linux. Okay, now next question. What if I don't know the IP address of a particular machine, but I only know the host name? That means the machine name. Okay, not the IP address. Will the ping command still work? Can I say ping the host name instead of the IP address? Simple answer, yes or no. Will ping command work with host name also? Or do we need to give and always remember only the complete IP address? Correct. Correct, Satvika. Correct. Yes, Anand. Correct. Yes, all of you are right. So, ping will work with host name also. Correct, Gopi. Yes. Now, how is that happening? How come we are able to reach a particular machine on the network with IP address also, as well as with human readable name of the machine? Okay. What is happening on the network? Who is, or which entity in the network, or which component in the network is helping to do this translation of host name to IP address?
So sorry, sir. Can you please repeat it again, sir?
So we said that you can use ping and you can give the destination IP. Instead of IP, we can give name also, right? Host name or machine name, right? So something is doing this translation, right? Some component or entity is doing this translation of IP address to host name and vice versa. So, which component in the network is helping us to keep a track of which IP is mapped to which host name or which machine name? What is that component? What is that uh, service, or what is that software? The same thing is used when we type addresses, URLs in browser also. When you open the browser and say www.google.com or yahoo.com or facebook.com, ultimately that URL is getting mapped into some IP address, right? So what is doing that?
Domain naming systems.
Domain naming service, not system.
Service. Yeah, service.
Domain naming service. That's right, Venkat. You're right. DNS, DNS or domain naming service is the component in the network. It is nothing but a service running on a centralized server. That centralized server will have uh, something called as pointers. Okay. One is called as forward pointer. Second one is called as reverse pointer. So for every machine that is there in the network, okay, secure network, the DNS will maintain this forward pointer and the reverse pointer. Okay. Forward pointer will say name equals IP, and reverse pointer will say IP equals name. Okay. Like that, it will maintain the complete list of all the machines and their respective IP addresses. Okay. And whenever any machine in the network tries to reach any other machine, okay, by using the name, okay, by using the name specifically, it will automatically reach to the DNS server. It will automatically reach to the DNS server, and it will translate that name into IP address and allow the machine to reach on the network. Okay, that's how it is. So now tell me, so all of you have understood what is DNS. We will go into details of DNS in our Windows administration class. Okay, once we complete Linux. So can anyone tell me by looking up in the Google or whatever AI tool, okay, if I am in a particular system, okay, before even going at trying to reach any other system in the network, I just want to check whether this system is able to communicate with the DNS server or not. Okay, simple. It is able to communicate with the DNS server or not. Okay, I just want to check that. So put your answers in the chat that how you are going to check what is the command in Windows command line or in Unix or Linux command line, which will help us to check. No, not ping, Hari. You joined a little late. Not ping. Uh, what is the command in Windows or Linux that will help us to check whether it is connected to or it is able to reach the DNS server in that network or not? Okay. Mahesh, that is a config file. That is not the command. Okay. That is the config file. That's not the command. Okay. Now, our laptop where we are trying to install Proxmox has, stopped. So I'm restarting it now and hopefully we'll get the boot menu to boot from the USB drive which we have flashed. Okay, I'm pressing function F12 as you can see in the video. In the meanwhile, keep thinking about the question that I asked. Dig. Which Unix version da? Not dig. No.
Using NS lookup, we can see split set.
Yes. Yes, Venkat. Put it on the chat so that everybody sees it. That is correct. There is a command and that command is same for both Unix as well as Unix, Linux and Windows. It is called as NS lookup. Okay. NS lookup. Single word. NS lookup. What this command does is NS means naming service. Okay. Naming service. Lookup. Lookup means it will check. Okay. NS lookup means it will check. So this command ns lookup is used to check whether this system is part of or can communicate with any domain naming service in the network. And if it is connected, then using ns lookup itself, without having to log into a DNS server, you can check the IP address to name translation. Okay. So you can do it right now in your laptop. Okay. In your laptop, don't close these Teams. Go to command prompt. All of you do that while I'm telling you. Go to command prompt and type nslookup space www.google.com. See what comes. Like that, every website, every URL, every machine name, okay, in entire world will have an IP address, and that IP address will be mapped to a human readable name. That human readable name to IP address mapping is maintained in the network by a component or an entity called as DNS server. Okay, where DNS stands for domain naming service. Domain naming service. And this domain naming service will have two kinds of pointers or records in it. Okay, one is called as a forward pointer, and the second one is called as a reverse pointer. Forward pointer will say so and so name is equal to so and so IP address. Okay. Function F12 didn't work on our laptop. Let me try. We have to try once again. Okay, and reverse lookup. Oh, it is because of this. And reverse lookup will reverse pointer will have IP address is equal to name. Okay, that's what it will have. Okay, now one more thing. When we are seeing an IP address, we are seeing four different numbers, correct? Number one dot, number two dot, number three dot, number four. Okay. Can anyone tell me what these signify? Whenever you're seeing an IP addresses, you're seeing four numbers or four integers, right? Each integer separated by a dot. Can anyone tell me what this means and what is the significance of these four numbers inside an IP address? You can Google, you can use AI, no problem, but you have to explain.
4 octets, right, sir?
Yes, it's called an octet, but what exactly does it signify? Each of those integers separated by a dot is called an octet. OCTET, octet. Okay, OCTET, octet. So what exactly does these four octets in an IP address signify? Any idea? What do the four octets in the IP address of a machine signify? Gopi, you wanted to answer? Come on, try, guys. No, not nobody is going to judge you, okay? Nobody is going to, you know, tell you anything. You can express freely. So when you are Googling this about this IP address octets, you will find that they are talking about classes of IP addresses, right? Right, Venkat?
Yes, sir. Class.
Yes. So IP addresses are classified into various classes. Yes. So class A, class B, class C kind of IP addresses. Okay. Why is it used? It is used to demarcate your territory. Okay. Demarcate the territory means, is it a private network? Is it a campus wide network? Is it a wide area network or a metro network? Okay. Like that. And there is also something called as IP reservation. IP reservation means some IP addresses are reserved for certain purposes. Okay. So in each class of IP address, certain IP addresses are reserved for certain purposes. Okay. So this class of IP address will help us understand and define the territory of the network. Yes, Gopi, you had any question? Any clarification?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. We will learn a little bit more about these classes of IP addresses when we are talking about networking. Okay. Oh, this is the password. Let me just restart. I don't even have to sign in. Okay. Thank God it worked. So we go to USB flash disk. Okay, yes, we got our Proxmox where we left yesterday. Right, Anand? This was the screen.
Yes, sir.
Mahesh, this is where we stopped, right, yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we are going to use the first option, which is install Proxmox VE graphical. Okay. I have selected you see the change in color that's happening. So I've selected the first one. Okay, just see my finger, the first one, and I'm pressing enter now. So it's loading the installer, it's loading the RAM disk. It has selected the boot. It has found the ISO file inside the USB drive. Yeah, and this is the EULA end user license agreement. In the right bottom corner, I hope you guys are able to see my mouse pointer. I'm clicking on I agree. Okay, and here is where we had stopped yesterday because it was going to erase everything on the drive that we are going to select for installation. Okay, so this laptop, anyways, I was not using, so I'm using this to show you how to do Proxmox installation. Okay, and you can see here very clearly it says the Proxmox installer automatically partitions your hard disk. It installs all required packages and makes the system bootable from the hard disk. All existing partitions and data will be lost. Okay, so that is the reason why you should not do it on a system which was already having production data or usable data. In the down below box here, it is asking target hard disk. Okay, and that has already been selected here. If we click on options here, it will show me the size, and there are a few other variables and with what file system I want to do this. In our data center basic class, we had spoken about what is a file system, what are the different kinds of file systems, so on and so forth. Okay, so right now we are not going to use any of these. We are going to use the default Unix or Linux based file system called as ext4. Okay, what basically it will do is when it is formatting this hard disk, it is going to format it using this file system. Okay, ext4, not anything else. I'll just click on OK, and down below there is a next button. I'm going to click on the next button. Great. Now select the country, INDIA, India. Automatically it has taken the time zone and the keyboard layout. Okay, we saw even while doing our Linux installation, even while doing our Windows installation on the virtual machines, right? It was doing the same thing. So I've selected this. Now I'm going to click on next down below on the right hand side corner. Now it is asking to give a password which is at least 8 characters long and should contain a combination of letters, numbers, and symbols. Okay. So I am giving a password. I am repeating the password. And I am giving an email ID. Once I have done this, I'm clicking on next in the bottom right hand side corner. Great. Now it is asking for management network configuration, and see here exactly the things that we discussed just now about IP addresses. It is showing us here, right? So It is asking set the main IP address and net mask. Then what is the gateway and the DNS server? We just now learnt about what exactly is a DNS server. Okay. And we also understood what is an interface, right? Interface is nothing but that particular networking port, okay, which will be used to connect to the network. Now, in our case, it is showing only one port, so no problem. Then host name. Host name in the bracket, it says FQDN, okay? FQDN stands for fully qualified domain name, okay? Fully qualified domain name. So I'm going to put this host name as my text test virtual environment V, my test V. Okay. Now IP address. Let me just check from my laptop, my Mac. What is the IP address range in my Wi-Fi router? And I'll quickly set this. Just give me a moment. So what is the command I will use in my laptop to do this? ifconfig, what we have discussed just now. And I see that my laptop is having IP address of 1 second. Mm, it will be in this 192 series only. Yes. It has an IP address of 192.168.1.130. Okay. 130. So I can always keep 192.168 1 dot, I will say 125. Okay. Any IP address starting with uh, starting with 192 series will come under class C. Okay. Class C IP address it's called. Okay. And I will give the default gateway. What is default gateway? Why it is used? We'll discuss it later. This will be your Wi-Fi router's IP address. Okay. If you're doing it in your home. Okay. Whereas if you are doing it in a data center environment, this gateway IP address will be configured on some switch or a router. Okay. And we have to ask the network administrator in that data center that boss, kindly give me the IP address of the gateway. Okay. DNS server, we actually don't have one. So I will just simply keep it blank. Let's see if it accepts this configuration. And I'm clicking on next here. Okay, so it says it doesn't look like a fully qualified domain name. Just say dot in. We have to give an IP address. So whenever you do not have something on the network, okay, and you want your current machine to, represent that, entity, you can give this standard IP address. I told you a little while back that there are some reserved IP addresses. Okay, there are some IP addresses which are reserved for certain purposes. So this particular IP address 127.0.0.1, okay, it is reserved for a specific purpose. That specific purpose is called as identifying it as local host. Okay, local host. So in your laptops, when you ping 127.0.0.1, you're actually pinging yourself. That means you're pinging your own machine. Okay. So this IP address 127.0.0.1 is used to represent the same machine on which you're currently logged into. Okay. It's called as local host. The name given to it is called as local host. LOCAL, local, HOST, host, local host, single word. Okay. Now let us go and click on next here. Great. So it is showing all the summary of what and all we have selected, and we can go ahead and click on install now. I clicked on install and now it is doing its work. So the first stage, what it is doing is it is creating the partitions. It is wiping out whatever was there on the hard disk and it is deleting and creating partition. After creating partition, it is creating something called as LV. LV means logical volume. Okay. LV means logical volume. What is a logical volume? A logical volume is nothing but a group of partitions. Okay. So when you are working on larger systems, you can have multiple partitions from different hard disks represent as a single logical partition, a bigger logical partition that's called as a LV, logical volume. Okay. In Windows, this concept is called as nested partition. Okay. So when you want to create a bigger partition out of smaller partitions, it's called as a nested partition. So same concept given different names in different operating systems. So this laptop is using a 1 terabyte hard drive. Okay. After formatting, we will get somewhere around 900 odd GB. And the type of hard disks is SATA. Okay. SATA, SATA. So in our basic class, we discussed in detail about what exactly are the different types of hard disks. Okay. And what exactly is meant by a SATA hard disk and what are its performance characteristic and so on and so forth. Okay. So basically, SATA hard disks are the slowest. Okay. 7.2K RPM, rotations per minute. They are the slowest hard disks. So please be a little patient. It's going to take some time. Now it is creating the root file system. You can see it is creating the root file system. Now it is extracting the base. That means it is reading all the packages and now it is writing all the packages onto the partition and volume that has been created. Okay. Where did it get all these packages? It got it from that ISO file that we flashed on the USB disk. Okay. Using Rufus or in your case using Bellina Etcher. Okay. They are just tools. The main thing is that ISO file, .iso file that we have burnt or flashed onto the USB drive that contains all of these, okay, in a compressed form, a heavily compressed form, okay. And yesterday we have also seen that Proxmox is created out of Debian Linux. So that is why you see after extracting all those files are getting the extension .deb, okay, where .deb represents Debian Linux. It's another version of open source Unix or Linux, okay. So almost all packages are complete. Now it is writing Proxmox specific packages. Now it is configuring the Proxmox environment and making the system bootable now. We're almost done. Done. Excellent. Okay, now I'll make a note of this. It was 192.168 1.125 colon 8006. Okay. So yeah, I'm right. This is the IP address. And the way we can use this is you have to just whatever I put in the chat, that is what we have to type it to access. So while it was restarting, it showed one message that remove that bootable USB. So I have removed this thing off. Okay. Now it is asking for login, and you see that IP address, whatever put in the chat, exactly that it is giving. So whatever password I had given, I have to give that password here. Okay. No, root. Yes, see, we got the prompt. It's successful. Awesome. Okay, great. So, what are those standard commands that we run in our classes? Who am I? I am root. What is my present working directory? This is my present working directory slash root. Correct? Now I do ls minus al. I get everything, right? Under root. I go back to the parent root directory, cd /, okay, and do an ls minus al here. I will see everything. /etc/var/boot/bin/sbin. Okay, everything that we were seeing earlier in Ubuntu on our killer coda, everything is visible here. Okay, but this is a Unix system, right? Now let me share my screen and show you how the GUI for Proxmox will look like. Now both my laptop and this laptop, okay, the Windows laptop, are connected in the same network, right? So I should be able to reach this machine on the network. So let's try and see it. So I'm sharing my screen. This laptop will remain on the video. So let me know if you are able to see my screen as well. All of you, can you see my screen as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great, great. So I am going to terminal. Okay, let me increase the font. Okay, now what is the command to check whether this IP address is reachable or not?
ifconfig.
Oi, ifconfig is to check the IP address of the current system. How to check whether this other laptop
P
that I have, ping.
Ping
Hmm. What was the IP address we gave?
168.1.1.
Okay, is it reachable? No. See, it's not reachable. Okay, it's not reachable. Then I am on my Windows laptop now. See the video. I am checking ifconfig here. Ifconfig. Okay, command not found. So what we have to do is we have to go to bash. Okay, till ifconfig doesn't work.
IP space A, sir.
Sorry.
IP space A.
Oh, cool. Who was this?
Winkets.
Yes, this IP has been configured 192.168.1.125. Okay, let me on my laptop see fconfig and the interface. This is the local host 127.0.0.1 and yeah, here it is. The IP address of this laptop is 192.168.1.130. Okay, so let me try one thing. Let me go to my browser and in the browser, let me type this https colon double slash 192.168.1.125 colon 8006. Okay, this will be the Proxmox TCP port. I don't think it's working. Okay, I think what I will do is I will have to connect this laptop physically to the network in my Wi-Fi router. So guys, just give me a moment. I'll quickly do this and come. Let me get a network cable. So I'm switching off the video for a few moments. Just allow me some time to connect this Proxmox laptop to the Wi-Fi network, okay? To the Wi-Fi router physically. So this Proxmox laptop that I have does not have a physical LAN port. So I have a USB to LAN connector. So I'm just trying to connect using that. Okay. So just give me a moment. Okay, I've connected it. Now let's see if it works. Let me ping as well. Mhm. Okay, what I'll do is oh, okay, host is not down, but I'll do one thing. I will troubleshoot this today. Okay,
Is it required to restart, sir? That
restart what? No, not required. Why should we restart? It is just a small networking issue.
Okay.
Okay, so I will just figure it out in my home network, and tomorrow when we log into the class, we should have this working. Okay, so any questions on what we have learned and seen today? Very straightforward, right? But very impactful. We created the Windows laptop into a Proxmox, hypervisor machine. And once we have this GUI, we will be able to create new VMs inside them. So for that, I have to connect that laptop to the network, which I'll do today. And once it is successful, then in tomorrow's class, I will show you how to create the VMs inside Proxmox GUI, and we will start using and communicating to those VMs. Okay. So learn about IP addresses, learn about DNS. Okay. All this will be helpful, and we will, as and when we are discussing more, we will learn more about these things. Okay. Any questions until on what we have learned today or seen today? No? Great. So thank you so much, boys and girls, for your time today. We will meet again tomorrow. Please do review the older videos of the data center basic training class conducted from 16th April onwards. Okay. And the assessment and test that we are going to have this weekend is going to be on those 8-9 classes which we had conducted from 16th April onwards. It's there in the same playlist as these classes as well. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Bye.
Nice.